Welcome, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Yasser Al-Hagan, and I'm a Principal Solutions Architect with AWS, specializing in Amazon Connect. In today's session, we will explore how to use AWS artificial intelligence services such as Amazon Transcribe and Amazon Comprehend to surface insights from Amazon Connect contact center call recordings. Understanding your customer is easier today than ever before. Natural language capabilities can capture a wealth of information like sentiment and conversational intent and context. Before we get started, here's a view of the flow for this session. We'll start with an overview of Amazon Connect, followed by an overview of some of the AWS artificial intelligence services. We'll go through the solution architecture, and then we'll show a real-time demo, followed by questions and answers. First, let's get started with a little bit of background. At Amazon, we strive to be Earth's most customer-centric company. To do this, we understand that our customers are our top priority and that our future is built on our customer satisfaction. Today, Amazon supports millions of customers who speak dozens of languages from 32 customer service centers across the globe, with tens of thousands of customer service representatives supporting our customers around the world. To support our mission and ensure we could provide the best experience possible to our customers, we embarked on a journey over 10 years ago to update our contact center technology and decided to invest in creating our own contact center stack, which has been powering Amazon customer service centers ever since. A few years ago, we decided to bring this technology to market, which brings me to Amazon Connect, an easy-to-use, cloud-based contact center solution that scales to support any business of any size, with tools that grow with your needs. Amazon Connect is a 100% cloud-based contact center service offering with pay-as-you-go pricing from AWS. There's no need to deploy hardware or manage telephony infrastructure. It's designed to be fully self-service in that you can log into the AWS Management Console, click on Amazon Connect, follow a few steps on a wizard, and in about 5 minutes have a fully functional contact center stack ready to use. Amazon Connect enables your businesses to offer dynamic, personal, and natural customer experiences using our easy-to-use contact flows. Amazon Connect has an open architecture model in that you own your data and you can leverage many of the existing AWS services to customize the business and customer experience by integrating with backend systems such as CRMs, databases, or pretty much any API-enabled service. And of course, there's the AWS ecosystem, which includes a large number of partners that provide third-party integrations, as well as systems integrators and consulting partners that can assist you in deploying and configuring your Amazon Connect contact center. Since we'll be talking about integrating natural language and analytics with Amazon Connect, let me walk you through how Amazon Connect enables open and easy integrations. Amazon Connect contact flows provide a visual interface for creating personal and dynamic customer experiences. It's easy to create conversational interfaces by dragging a block into the contact flow and selecting the Amazon Lex chatbot you would like to enable. In addition, you can use AWS Lambda functions to retrieve additional customer data from your CRM or customer databases in real time, enabling you to customize and personalize the customer experience. The Amazon Connect softphone, or contact control panel, provides the agents with a WebRTC-based softphone they use to log into Amazon Connect and take and make calls. The contact control panel can be embedded directly into your CRM, providing an easy-to-deploy solution for screen pops and CRM automation. Amazon Connect includes call recordings natively as part of the product. You can choose to record the customer audio, the agent audio, or both the customer and agent audio. Call recordings are standard stereo wave files with a separate channel for each of the agent and customer audio legs. The call recording files are stored in your S3 bucket, enabling you to choose the retention period and using your own encryption keys to secure the files. Amazon Connect has the capability of streaming agent data, such as what agents are logged in, what their current status is, all in real time to workforce management solutions or custom dashboards. Finally, Amazon Connect has the functionality of streaming all the contact center details and metrics in near real time to your data warehouse of choice, enabling you to have full access to the raw data from your contact center. Customers have the ability of leveraging the entire power of the AWS portfolio to create interesting integrations with Amazon Connect and to fully expand the functionality and capability of the contact center. Today, I would like to focus a bit more on our AI services that can be integrated into Amazon Connect, specifically Amazon Transcribe and Amazon Comprehend. Amazon Transcribe is a fully managed and continuously trained automatic speech recognition service powered by deep learning models. Amazon Transcribe not only provides speech-to-text transcriptions, but the transcriptions are also included with punctuation and capitalization. There are word-level timestamps that help you understand what was said when, and their associated confidence scores. You can use custom vocabularies to help Transcribe understand industry-specific terms or terms and acronyms that are unique to your business. Amazon Transcribe can also identify speakers automatically, or you can use channel-based speaker identification. This works really well with Amazon Connect recording files, since we separate the agent and customer audio to their own channels. Finally, Amazon Transcribe has a real-time streaming capability so that you can transcribe customer audio in real time. This can be very useful in the contact center for assisting your agents by entering the customer transcript automatically into your CRM, for example. Amazon Transcribe currently supports many languages, and we continue to add more. There are many popular use cases that we see our customers using with Amazon Transcribe, and today I would like to focus on the contact center analytics use case. We can combine Amazon Transcribe with our other AI-based services such as Amazon Comprehend to extract insights from the transcribed text. Amazon Comprehend is a natural language processing service that uses machine learning to find insights and relationships in text. Amazon Comprehend is a natural language processing engine. It can provide sentiment analysis. It can also identify entities, which are things like persons, places, dates, quantities, and organizations, key phrases, language, and topic modeling. The following is an example of how Amazon Comprehend can extract insights from text. In this example, you can see that Comprehend has identified Amazon.com as an organization, Seattle as a location, and the following key phrases. In addition, sentiment and language are automatically detected. The following are some of the use cases where we see customers using Amazon Comprehend. In today's session, we will be focusing on the voice of the customer analytics. You can identify what customers are saying about your brand, products, and services, providing you with additional insights about your customer experiences from the contact center. Let me walk you through how this solution is architected to bring together the combined power of Amazon Connect and our AI-based services. On the left-hand side, we'll start with Amazon Connect. Amazon Connect outputs the call recording files into your S3 bucket in near real time. The call recording files are WAV files that are separated by channel for the agent audio and the customer audio. Amazon Connect can also be configured to output the contact trace records via Amazon Kinesis data streams. Contact trace records are essentially the details of everything that's happened on that contact, from the timestamp of the call, what agent accepted that call, what queue it was queued on, and all the details associated with that call. In this architecture, the flow takes the Amazon Connect call recordings from Amazon S3 and invokes an AWS step function. AWS step functions essentially allow you to orchestrate an entire workflow enabled by AWS Lambda functions. There will be an initial Lambda function that can start the transcription job. Essentially, it takes the call recording file and processes it through Amazon Transcribe. Once the transcription is done, the output is then passed to Amazon Comprehend. Amazon Comprehend will identify entities such as persons, organizations, locations, and dates. It will also identify key phrases and sentiment analysis. This output can then be passed to Amazon Elasticsearch. This output can then be passed to an Amazon Elasticsearch cluster. In addition, all the data associated with the call details, which is made available from the contact trace records, can be streamed to the same Elasticsearch cluster. We use an upsert mechanism so that regardless of which data gets there first, the same document in Elasticsearch is updated. This results in one document that includes all of the details for this call. I'll show you an example of this in this following demo. We can then use the built-in Kibana UI to create dashboards with the relevant visualizations that your business might be interested in. All right, before we get started with the demo walkthrough, I wanted to quickly cover off on Amazon Connect trace records, since that's a critical part of this solution. As calls go through the Amazon Connect contact center, and after agents disconnect and go back to available, contact trace records are published. Within the Amazon Connect UI, you can search for these contacts and find their details, and even quickly access the call recordings. Let me show you. So this is the Amazon Connect user interface. From here, I can click on Contact Search, and I can just place a quick search here. And what you'll notice is that I can see all the different calls that have come in so far. I can see the contact ID, which is a unique identifier for that phone call, the timestamp, what agent answered that call. I have access to the call recordings. But if I actually click on the details of this contact, I have all the details that are included in the contact trace record. So all the things I would expect from a contact center perspective, such as whether the call was inbound or outbound, the timestamp of the call. I also have quick access to the call recording, so I can actually play back this call recording right from within this user interface. I have all the queue details, how long the call was queued for, but more importantly, I also have all the attributes for that call. You can also see here that I have all the agent details and so forth. But essentially, the attributes are all the metadata that I've collected and stored for this contact. And this is important because as calls go through the IVR or are being handled by agents, you can actually add metadata to this call, such as maybe customer phone number or the customer's account number. And all those details are made available on that same contact trace record. So before we go any further, what I wanted to do is I'm actually going to ask my colleague, Kevin, to place a test phone call. So we have some fresh data here for us to process. All right, here's the call. Hello, Kevin. How can I help you?
Hi, I tried using the website to make a payment on my credit card, but it won't let me add my bank account. Every time I try to click save after entering my bank details, it keeps clearing the form off, which is really frustrating.
I'm sorry you're having a bad experience with our website. Tell you what, I can add your details for you, or if you would like, I can open up a support case and let you know when it's been resolved.
All right, well, I'm in a webinar right now, so I don't have time to give you the details, and the support case doesn't really help me make my payment, so I guess I'll try again tomorrow.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you. So that was our fictitious call. And what I'll do is I'll set myself back to available. So as you see here, the call came in, I answered the call. We had this conversation back and forth. Now, if I look at, I have over here the step functions like we talked about earlier. What you'll see is that there's already been this step function that's been triggered because the call recording is made available almost immediately. So if I look at the step function, I want to walk you through what this looks like. So step functions, like I mentioned earlier, allow me to orchestrate this entire flow of information and Lambda functions to create this solution. So here what you'll see is that the step function has been triggered. And the first thing that I do when it's triggered is I actually start the transcription. And this is really just telling this other Lambda function to go submit that call recording to be transcribed. And here's my input event. As this continues, this step function will check the transcription job to see whether it's been completed or not. So for example, if I pull up transcribe, you'll see here that I have a transcription job and it shows that it's in progress. And if I click on that, you'll see all the details about this transcription job that has been submitted by the step function. You'll see that I have channel identification enabled. And again, like I mentioned earlier, this allows me to transcribe the agent audio separately than the customer audio, which is really important because now I can understand who said what. And as I get key phrases and sentiment, I can also process that based on that call, that speaker. If I go back to the step function here, you'll see that it's continuing to process this record. So as this is going on, let me actually, we can step through Elasticsearch and Kibana a little bit so I can show you what that looks like. So this is the Kibana dashboard. I have a couple different things going on here. So before I actually look at the dashboard, I wanted to spend some time looking at the search capability through Kibana. What you'll see here is I already have the call record. So here I have a filter for the last 15 minutes. And you can see that I already have the call record details for the call that Kevin just placed. Let me disable auto refresh here. I'll make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this. What you'll notice is all the details, the same details that I showed you from the Amazon Connect UI is made available as that stream of data is being exported from Amazon Connect. So here I have all the details about the agent, how long that agent was in after call work, all the different timestamps of when the call came in, how long they were on hold for, all the pertinent details of this contact and how it traversed the contact center are made available to me. But more importantly, all the other metadata that we added, which are called attributes, are also made available for me as part of this record. So now in one place, I have all of the call details, I have all the metadata that I've associated to this contact, and I have all this data available to me within minutes of that contact ending. What you'll notice here is I don't have things like the transcription, the sentiment, and so forth, because this document hasn't been updated yet with those details. This is just the initial document from the CTR record being published. If I go back and check my step function, what you'll see here is now the step function has fully completed. So the transcription job was successful. We actually processed that text. In addition, we took that text and processed it through Amazon Comprehend, which now gives me things like entities, key phrases, and details. And if I go back and refresh this page, since I had turned off automatic refresh, I would expect that the same record has now been updated with all the transcription details and so forth. So as you can see here, I have things now that have been added to the same document, which is really powerful because now I don't have to try to figure out how to tie this different information together. It's all on the same record. What you'll see from here is Comprehend identified a person by the name of Kevin, since I greeted him by his name, and this all happened automatically. I didn't have to provide any additional training details or training data for Amazon Comprehend. That is part of the service. From the first call that I processed through Comprehend, all these insights are made available to me. So it identified Kevin as a person. It also identified all the key phrases that the agent mentioned, the agent being myself. So I mentioned a bad experience, I mentioned a support case, our website, I named him, and I mentioned your details. These are key phrases. Now what you'll see is that Comprehend processed the agent part of the conversation sentiment as neutral. And here you can see the full transcript of what I told Kevin. In addition, what you'll see is that identified customer entities. So for example, it picked up that when he mentioned tomorrow, it picked up that that's a date. And again, this is all done by Comprehend, by Amazon Comprehend by default. It also identified all the key phrases that Kevin meant. More importantly, it identified that Kevin's sentiment was negative, and I also have the full transcript of what he said. So I'm able to split the transcript between what the customer said and what the agent said. But I also, just in case I needed it, I have the full transcript as it occurred without being split. Now let me show you how you can search through this data very quickly. So what I like about Elasticsearch is, for example, if I go back here and say, show me all the records for the last year, what you'll notice here at the top left-hand side is I'll have something like, 52,000 records. And I can very quickly search through this data. What we feel is powerful about this solution is if I want to start discovering things that are being mentioned in the contact center. So for example, what if I wanted to look for customer sentiment that's negative where they mentioned my website or my product or what have you? Elasticsearch makes this very easy, very fast, right at your fingertips. I'll show you. So very quickly, I can type in here, customer sentiment, and I can search for all the negative customer sentiment calls. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, I go from 52,000 records to 31 records. And these are all the records where the customer sentiment was identified as negative. I can find any of these contacts, I can open them up, and I can see all their details. Now, what if I wanted customer sentiment negative and then look for an actual phrase that was mentioned by a customer? So I can very easily continue adding to this search. You can see here that I already have some sample ones. So if I look for customer transcript website, you'll see that I now go down to 6 hits. And this will show me and highlight all the different contacts where the customer sentiment was negative and where the word website was mentioned. I can very easily make this frustrated, for example. And similarly, I can find all those details. I could have also just done things like just put in here a website without knowing any syntax or anything else, and it will find all the different records that have that detail in there. Now, I can also create visualizations and dashboards that automatically show me this data. So if I click on dashboards, here I have a saved dashboard. And what you'll see is that I have a filter for the last year, and this will show me the top things that are the top key phrases that are being mentioned by customers and the top key phrases that are mentioned by agents. But I can also show things like sentiment and get all the different breakdowns of different sentiment by agent or by customer. Now, what we didn't talk through in this webinar are some of these things that you're seeing on the right-hand side here, which are real-time statuses for agents, how many calls have been handled. We have a separate blog post that walks you through actually creating this cluster with these details. And there's lots of data that can be made available out of Amazon Connect. Now, I can very quickly go from the last year to just the last 15 minutes. And what you'll see is that this dashboard will quickly update and show me all the details for the last 15 minutes as far as how many calls came in, what were the customer key phrases that were mentioned, and the different agent key phrases that were mentioned as well. And that's pretty much our demonstration. So at this point, we'll take some questions and answers. Back to you, Scott.